Spoilers, my friends, spoilers. This might not end well for big tech companies. So one of the things I've been talking about for a little while now is this whole issue of basically everybody is putting a target onto the heads of big tech CEOs, and they don't even seem like they realize that they're doing it, right? So we're in a war right now. Not with Iran, but with China, right? We're told we're in a war with China, and that in order to win the war with China, we have to have AI supremacy, whatever the ever-loving hell that actually means, before we get to the question of whether or not that's possible, which I don't believe it is. But anyways, one of the big things that everybody agrees on is that AI is America's future. America is going to be built on artificial intelligence. And that's why OpenAI is worth $1 trillion, and SpaceX is worth $1.75 trillion, and Anthropic is worth God knows what. Because they're going to be curing disease. They're going to be solving science, don't you know? And whoever solves science owns the world, I guess. Right? That's what we're informed. But I think the interesting thing here is, again, the president comes out, and big tech comes out, and Wall Street leaders come out, and they talk about how important these particular sectors are, and the people that are driving those sectors forward, right? The Elon Musks of the world, the scam Altmans of the world, the dipshit Darios of the world, right? These are the most significant people on the planet. Well, the interesting thing is, if you're at war, that's not a war, many places around the world, and you tell your adversaries exactly the most valuable components of your society, why do you think your adversaries at some point might not try to plink your most valuable assets? And the interesting thing with this too is that your most valuable assets generally aren't thinking that much about security. Again, one of the fascinating things that I find with young people nowadays in the technology world is that their concept of actual practical violence is about nil. They just don't kind of grasp the concept. Again, security, safety, violence, all of those things, they don't really get what the hell's going on. And so you have these thought leaders, you have the leaders that are building supposedly the foundations of our society. At the exact same time, they're mining the foundations. But anyways, right? You're putting the targets on their heads. And again, one of the things that I get concerned about is when does somebody start plinking? And when you start thinking about plinking, right, it might be Iranian agents, it might be, Chinese operatives, it might be Zimbabwean ninjas, or, it is America. It is America. Might just be pissed off Americans. Like, I always find this funny. One of the things I find funny with the Trump administration right now is one death is too many. Like, when Charlie Kirk died, that was a blemish on the soul of America. When an illegal immigrant, kills somebody, right? That is the proof of the evil of sanctuary cities. When the other 20,000 Americans who die every year from murder, homicide, when they die, that's just the cost of the Second Amendment. Again, this is one of the things I find hilarious. 20,000 Americans die from homicide, not from gun death. It's like 40 some odd thousand from gun death. From homicide, just from homicide. 20,000 Americans die. And that is the cost of the Second Amendment. Charlie Kirk dies, who literally was arguing that there is a cost for the Second Amendment. And anyways, that's like a national tragedy. I do not understand my own country sometimes. So anyways, this comes up, again, with the war in Iran, whatever the hell's going on with China and all that. And one of the curious things is that Iran has actually come out and literally said that they're putting the target on the head of Sam Altman and Jensen Huang. Right? Because think about this. Jensen Huang has publicly stated how much he supports the genocide in the Gaza Strip. Right? He is proud to see his artificial intelligence hardware be so effectively used to ethnically cleanse a population. Again, that's one of the whole things with artificial intelligence, right? It's the year of productivity for OpenAI because OpenAI has to figure out a use for OpenAI. What use for OpenAI brings a reasonable ROI? But here's the thing, Jensen Huang doesn't have to worry about ROIs. He's proving how effective artificial intelligence is at eliminating an entire civilization. Look, you buy a few $1 billion of our AI GPUs, and you can eliminate a civilization too. We have proof of concept. So anyways, Jensen Huang is very proud of his support for ethnic cleansing in the Gaza Strip. And then Sam Altman is being used by the Pentagon. Again, remember this with the AI companies. One of the things that's really interesting with Anthropic, dipshit Dario comes out and, he takes a strong stand against the Pentagon, for mass surveillance of Americans. I mean, if you want to do mass surveillance to ethnically cleanse Palestinians, well, I mean, they're Palestinians, right? Anyways, so dipshit Dario takes a strong stand against mass surveillance of Americans and autonomous weapon systems. And again, when we talk about autonomous weapon systems, that simply means human not in the loop, right? So the system determines the target, decides an action, takes the action, no human in the loop. That is an autonomous system. Now, if you have a system that finds a target, determines an action, and then wants you to click an OK button, that's okay too. Again, I really want you to understand how specific, how fucking fine-grained this horse shit is, right? Anyways, and so again, dipshit Dario, right? Their technology was used in Venezuela. Their technology is being used to kill Iranians, and their technology is probably used, in order to do the ethnic cleansing in the Gaza Strip. So the Iranian regime comes out and basically puts a target on their heads. And this is where, we talk to The Guardian. We see this with The Guardian. We see this basically everywhere. This is just what came up for me. Basically, some American jackass decided to throw a Molotov cocktail at Sam Altman's house. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's home targeted with Molotov cocktail. A 20-year-old man allegedly tossed a Molotov cocktail at the home of Sam Altman, OpenAI CEO, before the sun rose on Friday, according to statements from the San Francisco police. So again, think about just how easy this seems to be. This is not an Iranian double agent that infiltrated the American homeland, right? This isn't God knows what. This isn't Rambo or some shit. This is a 20-year-old jackass was able to walk up with a fucking Molotov cocktail to outside Sam Altman's house and chuck it. We talk about this is where I get frustrated with our piss poor security. Our security in the United States is so fucking piss goddamn poor. Somebody can walk up outside Sam Altman's house and chuck a Molotov cocktail. It's like, Jesus. The suspect, who allegedly threw the firebomb at the $27 million North Beach residence around 4:12 a.m., has been arrested but not identified. The same person allegedly threatened to torch OpenAI's headquarters in the city. And again, this is going to be the other thing. You are guzzling down the blood money. Don't be surprised when people get pissed off. No injuries were reported. The San Francisco police wrote in a statement on X on Friday morning, the agency responded to a fire investigation while the man allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail at Altman's residence. Law enforcement said that there was a fire to an exterior gate, after which the suspect fled on foot. There were no injuries, the agency said. And again, think about this. Again, the security is so piss poor that somebody was able to throw a Molotov cocktail at his house and then flee on foot. Nobody caught him. About an hour later, just after 5 a.m., police responded to reports from a business in the Mission Bay neighborhood where OpenAI's headquarters are located about a man, quote, threatening to burn down the building. Officers said they recognized the man as the suspect from the earlier incident and immediately detained him. So yeah, within about an hour span of time, throws a Molotov cocktail at Sam Altman's house, then goes down to OpenAI's headquarters and wants to try to do the same. And yeah, that's what we call DEFCON 3 in the age of fucking Call of Duty Rangers. So again, I'm going to be interested to see where this goes in the future. I think about this when, again, I was a certified executive protection bodyguard work. Again, like I say, I'm a degree in criminal justice in the military and that kind of thing. And one of the things I remember, one of the classes, we were talking about that with protection work. And it was talking about like when people decide to get bodyguards. And they talked about that with Bill Gates. So it was like Bill Gates during the 1980s. And Bill Gates was still, he was a gazillionaire at that time, but he was still driving around a shitty little Toyota car. Like he just didn't grasp how wealthy and important he was. Anyways, and so he didn't have security or any of that kind of thing. And I think it was in, it's like Oxford or somewhere in England. And he didn't have bodyguards, he didn't have security, he didn't have any of that crap. And basically, some kid, like he was at this university and he was walking down, one of those beautiful, areas in the university. Some kid comes out of nowhere and fucking just plants a goddamn pie in his face. At which point Bill Gates realized he probably needed to get some security. Now I'm just saying, what if that wasn't a pie? What if that? How would our world be different right now if that hadn't been a pie? And then think about how completely and utterly out of touch big technology is at this point in time, that their security is about 1980s level Bill Gates. Like, can you even get your brain right? Again, for anybody who's served, anybody who's actually dealt with weapons or any of this shit, like, can you get your brain right? These are companies directly related to the deaths of adversaries, and like they have like fucking Ring cameras as their security system. Again, and cameras, to be clear, are not security, they're surveillance. It's an entirely different thing. Oh look, we have video footage of you getting shot in the head. Again, surveillance, not security. Oh, I don't know. Again, it makes me worry. It makes me worried for 2026. Because again, will it be the Iranians? Will it be jackass American? Again, you think about this with the husband of Pelosi, right? The husband of Pelosi. Guy broke into his house and he got fucking attacked by a hammer, right? This is the husband of the Speaker of the House. And their security was so fucking piss poor. Just a psychotic piece of shit could break into their house and try to kill the guy. And again, this is what I want you to think about. Like when we talk about systems, again, I talk about this whole thing with Hampy. I've talked about that many times before, about you destroy the systems in order to destroy the empire. Think about how fundamentally unprepared we are for actual war as a society. I talk about this like with mental health care or whatever in the United States. Like if somebody actually needs mental health care, like what would you do? I mean, think about this. If you're the CEO of a company, if you're the CEO for a significant company, would you even understand how to appropriately get protection in a world at war? Again, we talk about this, with, Uber Eats for thermite. Well, and that's one of the big things we think about with weaponry, right? Really, really expensive weaponry because it's incredibly precise, right? A bullet used to cost 25 cents. God knows now, taxes are probably like $5 a piece. Probably more expensive than cigarettes at this point in time. Like, wow, did you hear that guy committed suicide with a gun? But like, holy shit, I didn't realize he had that much money. Anyways, but the thing is, like it's precision, right? The reason you pay $30 million for a particular kind of cruise missile isn't because it's carrying a nuclear weapon or whatever, because it can precisely target, right? And again, you think about this, right? We hold these truths to be all self-evident, that all men are created equal, right? They're all humans, right? We all have the ability to do stuff. So if you're a white guy in San Francisco, you're trying to come up with the next Uber Eats or the next Hot or Not or the next whatever the fuck your problem is, right? If you're getting the shit bombed out of you by an imperialistic country, half the world away, you might, again, that exact same mentality, you might push towards different problems. You've got different problems. And that's where I get really concerned, again, in the modern world, like the idea. Like, imagine grenade to your door. Again, imagine fully autonomous weapon systems. And again, and they're not nuclear weapons. They're not Tomahawk missiles. They're not literally the power of a hand grenade. Like, if you ever held a hand grenade, this is a bit bigger. Like it's like a baseball, size of a baseball, right? They do. I don't know how much they weigh, like half a pound, maybe half a pound. Anyways, imagine being able to deliver that to a door with enough AI intelligence control systems or whatever else to know what to do next. Anyways. why were Aspies put on this planet? Aspies were put on this planet to say, train is coming. You might want to get off the fucking tracks. It's a really big fucking train. It's gonna fucking run over your ass. Maybe stop playing on the tracks. Oh, Eli, don't you know? I've been playing on the tracks all of my life. Yeah, but it's a train. Anyways, we gotta see what happens. So what do you think about this? What do you think about some random jackass being able to firebomb Sam Altman's house and then try to go after their headquarters? Do you just have that feeling like, oh, 2026 is going to get so fucking bad? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below.